AMD is releasing the 50 Radeon cards. Allegedly, this 6950 beats the new 3090 Ti for literally or almost $1,000 less. How do we know this? Well, WCCF Tech released a graph, which hasn't been third-party verified technically, so it's kind of a rumor leak, whatever you want to call it. On the RDNA 2 refresh, basically the 6950, the newest card from AMD, it beats the 3090 Ti, which, if it actually does, that'll be a game changer. The RX 6000 series refresh consists of 3 cards: the 6950 XT, the 6750 XT, and the 6650 XT. Kind of get where they're going here. It's all 50s. They use 3 different GPUs: the high-end Navi 21, the mid-range Navi 22, and the lower mid-range Navi 23. The Radeon RX 69 XT will allegedly, because these are leaked, these are rumors, they're not officially endorsed by AMD yet, will allegedly cost $1,090, or only $100 more than the vanilla 6900 XT. 10%. So I don't know about you guys, but it's only recently when GPU prices has started coming back down to the earth. So I don't know, man. If it actually is that much better, maybe not. So Andrew, have you heard about this?
You know, I have some mixed feelings.
First of all, it's
My feelings.
I just want to say it's a synthetic benchmark, so we'll talk about that too.
Time Spy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time Spy isn't even that great anymore. Like, there's so many benchmarks that have come out since Time Spy. Time Spy, if I recall, has sort of always been pretty good for AMD cards. Like, relative to what would be the counterpart for NVIDIA,
Mm-hmm.
while NVIDIA obviously excels with Port Royal since it's a ray-traced benchmark. Yeah, so my biggest thing with this is that's still a lot of money. So $1,100 is a lot of money. $1,500 for a 3090 is a lot of money. $2,000 for a 3090 Ti is a lot of money.
Yes.
The 3090 Ti and the 3090, in my opinion, because they're 24 gig cards and they're so powerful, they have the ability to do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different things can be done with those cards. I don't think anyone should buy those exclusively for gaming, unless you're actually, playing at 8K or something. Or unless you're like super passionate about it, you're playing like hours a day.
3090 Ti SLI.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, the AMD cards just don't do as well in terms of like compute and whatever else you would be using it for from like a content creation standpoint. The AMD cards just don't stack up compared to the NVIDIA ones. So if we're looking at it strictly as a gaming card, I don't know. From that's the only perspective that it sort of makes sense, because the value is so much higher. Like, assuming that it performs somewhere near like a 3090, but at $400 less, let alone a 3090 Ti at $900 less. Like, if it performs that well in games, sure, buy it. But I still kind of don't see the point in buying a $1,000 plus GPU just for gaming.
Well, it's such a great value because it's half the price of a 3090 Ti, yet it's faster.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't see the point, though. Like, what is it going to do that, let's say, a 3080 can't do? You know what I mean?
It's going to be
a
faster.
3080 is right, but like, how many frames do you need? There aren't that many like high resolution monitors that are also high frame rate. So you're probably either doing one or the other. And there comes a point where like you don't need 500 frames per second in Counter-Strike.
Well, I mean, you could go tell that to the pros, but I think if you're getting into the market and you want a Halo product, it might be a better value if you're just going for gaming. Now, we all know that most people these days, I wouldn't say most, I'd say half the people that buy GPUs, use it for extracurricular activities other than gaming, let's say. So we haven't even gotten to that side of it, and we're not going to do that on this podcast because there's plenty of other things out there for that. But
I've had 30 seconds to reflect on this, and I've changed my opinion somewhat.
What do you mean?
I think this is a great card to look at as an alternative to 3080 Ti's and 3080s. If you're already spending pretty much that kind of money.
Yeah, it's the same price.
Which you are.
Essentially.
Yeah. If this is that much faster than, like, even if it's in line with a 3090 or 3090 Ti, maybe, that means it's better than your 3080 or 3080 Ti for, like, the same money. So if you are playing games and you are treating yourself to an expensive card, I would consider this.
Yeah, like I said, if you want a Halo product, I think this is not a bad Halo product if these numbers were true. Now, honestly, what I think is going to happen when this card comes out and all that stuff, we're going to find out real quick the true numbers, and they're actually not going to be that much better. I think the 6950, we'll find out, right, in a couple of months. I think the 6950 XT is a response to the 3090 Ti. Because, NVIDIA didn't need to release the 3090 Ti, but they did because they wanted to make more money. So I think this is a response to 3090 Ti, and it's not going to be that great compared to the 3090 Ti. I think it's going to be like maybe 3080 Ti performance and under 3090, like in real world gaming, not synthetic benchmarks.
Yeah, I have nothing against AMD cards. My only gripe is that they don't have like CUDA acceleration, which is huge in a ton of applications. And their ray tracing isn't as good.
Yeah, for sure.
And the encoding isn't as good, which is a big factor.
Yeah, like
if you're doing any streaming or like in this case, we're streaming using an NVENC encoder, and that's why it's able to look as good as it does. It doesn't look this good if you were using an AMD card.
Yeah, and it's not as efficient, actually. You get a lot less performance.
Yeah.
So we're actually streaming to YouTube in 4K. I won't get really too far into it unless you guys really want to know, but essentially doing that alone is very difficult, but we're also recording this locally in 4K. So we're doing it 3 times, essentially. It's the NVENC encoder is really amazing.